Everybody.
Hello,
I am
everybody.
Bayline, Savannah, Georgia.
Hey guys, Russell Peden. Sorry for the delay, guys. Had a little technical difficulties. Welcome to our Team Prosperity Partners Team Builders Training Call tonight, the last one of 2021. I see lots of folks in the call. I had a bunch of folks in the waiting room as I popped onto the call tonight. Just give us your name, where you're calling in from. I heard Mr. Baylines, and I see Joy Goodman, and just give us your name, where you're calling in, guys. Let's hurry up. We only got a couple more minutes of roll call left.
Good evening,
Joy
Bernadette.
from Hartford,
Plain,
Virginia.
Texas.
Hey, Bernadette. Hey, gotcha. Who else is out there, guys? Give us your name, where you're calling in from.
Linda
Hey,
T.
Mr.
from Charleston.
Peden.
Hey, Linda T, I got you. Hey, Stacy.
Hey.
Here's Tillis. Oh, that's ours.
Evan Hugh for JB, Virginia.
Hey, Evan, glad to have you on the call, sir. Welcome.
Reginald Reed, Washington State.
Hey, Mr. Reed, welcome.
Erica Rowe, Leesburg, Virginia.
Hey, Erica, glad to have you on. Good to see you. Who else is out there, guys?
Dallas, Texas.
Cheers.
Brad Sanders, Dallas, Texas.
Welcome, Ms. Klein.
Hey, Tillis Alizé, Northern Virginia.
She is the amazing Tillis Alizé, guys. As you come into the call, give us your name, where you're calling in from.
Hey, Mr. Peden, this is Robert Cathy Jr. coming to you from the great state of Georgia.
Hey, Mr. Cathy Jr., glad to have you back home, sir. I guess you're probably home for the holidays. Welcome. Glad to have you on the call. Wouldn't be the same without you.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Peden.
Hey, Terry, got to have you on as always. Welcome. Anybody else out there? Give us your name, where you're calling in from.
Mark Smith, currently in Illinois.
Hey, Mark, glad to have you on.
Daniel Gertle, Virginia.
Hey, Mr. Gertle, glad to have you on, sir. Welcome. All right, guys, last call for roll call. They want to get right into our bright spots. We got a great training lined up for you tonight. So I want to get through the bright spots, some quick announcements, and then get right into our training segment tonight. It's going to be a really good one. I promise you. All right, guys, last call for roll call. Give us your name, where you're calling in from. If you're brand new to the call or brand new to our team, this is the part of the call. We want to know who you are, where you're calling in from, so we know where you are, so you know that you've got other prosperity partner, business partners, people who can help you expand your business to other parts of the country. But you need to know who's on the call and where they're calling in from.
Hi, Mr. Peden. This is Sharon James from Accokeek, Maryland.
Hey, Sharon James, glad to have you on. Good to see you.
Hey, Mr. P, it's Mr. Hill from Johnsburg, PA.
Hey, Paul, glad to have you on, sir. Welcome. See, Mr. Dad has just joined us. Good stuff. Great.
Hi, Mr. Peden. This is Felicia from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hey, Felicia, welcome to the call. Glad to have you on. Revel 5. All right, guys, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and mute the lines and get right into our bright spots tonight so we can get going. All right. All right, Prosperity Partners, Russell Peden, welcome to our final call of 2021. Obviously, our next call will be on January 2nd, 2002. So I'll see you guys next year on our next call. But just want to wrap this call. Got some great information to share tonight. But before we get into our announcements and our training segment, which is going to be powerful tonight, I want to do my favorite part of the call. Go out to all of you and just get your bright spots. And I'm gonna be, it don't have to be business bright spots. Maybe you had a phenomenal Christmas. I got the best Christmas gift any guy could ask for. And that was to have all of my kids home here in Mexico. We had our very first Christmas here in Mexico, our very first Christmas together as a family. We've been, for the last 30 years that Mrs. Peden and I have been together, we've always done Christmas either in my family's house, but for the last, probably 25 of the last 30 years, it's always been at her family's farm in Pennsylvania. But her dad passed away 10 or 12 years ago. Her mom passed away last Christmas, as some of you know, and now the family farm is no longer there. So it's the first time that we've ever had our own Christmas, just our family, the 6 of us together. And it was another unique thing because we got to have it in Mexico, and it was just great for me. I was looking so forward to having my girls come in from Nashville. It's just a wonderful. I mean, that's all I needed for Christmas. And some of you saw the amazing gift that my daughter Alexia gave me, so it made it even better. So that's my bright spot. I'm as you guys know, this is my favorite time of the year. We had a wonderful holiday yesterday, and actually it's going to keep going. We've got a great little family getaway plan for this week and next. Looking forward to that as well. So I had a wonderful holiday with my family, a wonderful Christmas. Hope you had the same. Hope you're able to spend Christmas with your friends and family. So that's what I'm excited about, but I want to hear what you're excited about. Maybe you protected a family, recruited an associate, recruited a couple of new associates. Maybe you got your first check. Maybe you rank advanced to senior associate and manager, senior manager, director, but whatever exciting thing you want to share, we want to hear from you tonight. Whether you're brand new, whether you're one of our seasoned executive director leaders or ring earners, I want to hear from you. Share with us whatever exciting news you want to share. Mine was about our family Christmas this weekend. It's been phenomenal. Still going. I'm excited about that. But who else has got some exciting want to share?
Mr. Peden,
Go ahead, Stacey.
Larry and I opened up a group this week with a pro plan plus trial defense and a family combo plan.
Wow, man, congratulations, Stacy and Larry. That's what I'm talking about. Was it a small group? Is it a small group, large group? Sounds like
No, just small, just 2 people.
a small group. Hey, that works. The pro plan and everything they can get. So that's good stuff. Well, thanks for sharing, Stacy. Congratulations. What a great way to go into the end of the year with some momentum. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We're going to talk a little about that later on. But, guys, this is the week that counts. If you want to set the pace for your 2022, then it all depends on how you finish out 2021. And that's exciting news. Thanks for sharing, Stacey. Who else got some exciting want to share? Just unmute your mic, hit the little microphone button, open up your line, and just start talking.
All right, Mr. Peden.
Go ahead, Joy.
Lola and I, we protected 2 individual families with the combo plan.
Hey, we've celebrated all wins. That's what I'm talking about. Protecting and empowering families. That's what we do, y'all. And we get paid really well to do it. So thanks, Joy, for sharing. Congratulations. Another way to kind of get some momentum to roll into 2022. And that's exciting stuff. All right, anybody else? Who else got something exciting want to share? It doesn't matter what it is. We celebrate all wins. It doesn't matter what it is. Maybe you didn't protect some families. Maybe you didn't open a group, but maybe you're just excited to be on this journey or looking forward to what 2022 is going to bring for you and your family. It doesn't matter. Just share it. Unmute your line and share it. Maybe be sure to unmute your line because you'll be talking to yourself. We can't hear you. Who else is out there? Who wants to go next? Don't be shy.
I'll go ahead and go, Mr. Peden.
Hey, go ahead, Mr. Dash. Good to see you, Brian. See you all weekend.
I know, right?
Go ahead, man. Go for it.
So, hey, first of all, congratulations to the Stacy and Larry. Larry and Stacy Martin. Congratulations to you guys. Awesome job. Of course, you heard about Lowell and Joy Goodman. Super proud of them. And let's see here. We got Mr. Michael Harrington, who protected a small business last week. So congratulations to you, sir. You also have Mr. Derek Keene, who protected a family last week as well. Of course, Ms. Shauna Blanc protected some small businesses last week. And then yours truly protected a family and recruited a new business partner. So quite an interesting week, to say the least.
Well, congratulations, sir. That's what you do. Always lead by example. That's what I'm talking about. Again, another example, guys, of not giving up, not letting the holidays slow you down, not using the holidays as an excuse or a reason even to why you want to turn your business off or not talking to anybody, not protecting families. You need some momentum to take you into 2022. Thanks for sharing, Mr. Dazzy, as always. Who's next, guys? Who else wants to share? Don't be shy. Unmute your line. Hit the little microphone.
Mr. Peden.
Hey, go ahead, Mr. Cathy Jr., go for it.
All right. I was able to protect 2 families this week. One family, I've known her since I was 14 years old, and she always told me no. And I say that.
You want to ask why?
Yeah. No doesn't always mean no. It just so happened that her 26-year-old daughter is now in a legal situation with her landlord. And she was actually Googling legal services, and Legal Shield popped up. And my friend, her name is Francine, she just so happened to be walking by the computer and she saw Legal Shield. She's like, wait a minute, I have a friend in Georgia that does Legal Shield. Let's give him a call. They called me, signed him up that night, but they've been telling me no for years. So I say that no doesn't mean no, it's just not right now. Keep after it. Back over to you, sir.
Not now. That's good stuff. Well, thanks for sharing, Mr. Cathy Jr. You guys, that's fact. How many times have you heard me say that? No does not mean no. It means not now, or it means I need to know more. That's what it means. It means now's not the right time, or they need to know some more information, because most people, this is not Mr. Pete talking, guys. Legal Shield, about what, 10 or 15 years ago, Mr. Dazzy spent $100,000 commissioning a study of the general population in North America, United States and Canada, to find out if people really need, what are the legal needs of American families. And they had the whole white paper done. They hired this company with decision analysts, company that Toyota and all these big companies hired to do their surveys and their customer data. And what they found is that 6 out of 10 people who've never heard of our service want to buy it. They said, if a service like this existed, how interested would you be in buying it? And they just kind of basically gave an overview of what the services are. And 60% said, if a service like that existed, I would buy it. So guys, it's not about being good, it's about being busy. And if they say no, when 6 out of 10 people are going to, 60% are going to say yes, that just means they don't know enough to say yes. So, or now's not the right time, as Mr. Cathy Jr. said. So keep following up and follow through. Thanks for sharing, sir. Appreciate that. Who's next? Who else?
Mr. Peden?
Go for it. Go ahead, Erica Rowe. Good to see you. Oh, bright and bubbly. Miss you. Okay.
I know, I missed you all too. I've been keeping up though. Mr. Cathy just reminded me of a membership that I ended up, I launched her business. We were out for a walk, maybe, I don't know, about a good month or more ago. Nonetheless, in conversation, she mentioned that she was starting her business. So, got her started with launch and, followed up. She got her LLC and everything. And as it turned out, her business is a notary business. Well, guess who needed a notary? Just, a few days ago. So, it was really it was just so wonderful because she was appreciative that I helped her to launch her business and I became, one of her first clients. And so, it's just, as we say, it's conversations and you just never know when you're going to end up needing those services. So that was just really great to know that I was, able to help her there and she was able to reciprocate, with her new business now. So just wanted to share
That's
that.
good stuff. We call that in the world of legal show, y'all. We call that follow your dollar. Follow your dollar. That means wherever you spend money, they should be spending money with you. Don't let anybody, any business that you're giving money to, not at least know about the services that you offer here at Legal Shield, because they maybe, and I'm talking to every business. You might say, well, that company's too big. You don't know if they're too big. The person who manages that company, the manager that may not be the owner, they may need the services. So wherever you spend money, you're a dry cleaner, you're a dentist, make sure they know about what you do. Have I told you about what I do? Oh no, here, let me send you some information about it, because you never know. You can't read their mind. You can't make a decision for them. They may need the very service that you offered. Like Mr. Cathy Jr. said, this lady, they've been friends for, I don't know how many years, but since she was 14, I'm not going to age him, and she needed the services that he had to offer. But you don't know. You can't read their mind, guys. So you have to make sure that you let everyone know about who you are and what you're doing, because they may need your services, and especially the places that you're doing business with, because ultimately you're giving them money and they should at least take the opportunity to understand and know about what you're doing. So they let them say no. And then you can, if you want to continue to do business with them, if they tell you no, that's up to you. But Mr. Dave really say he don't do business with nobody that doesn't do business with him. So I'm gonna leave that up to y'all. But anyhow, that's up to you to decide. But thanks for sharing, Erica Rowe. I appreciate another great story of momentum, guys. All right, anybody else? 1 or 2 more bright spots. So we're gonna wrap it up and get right into our announcements and our training tonight. Somebody's got to be inspired. Want to share
Mr.
something.
Peden,
Go ahead.
this is Felicia.
Felicia.
I just want
Felicia, I was trying to remember because you said your name earlier and I said Rebel.
yes, I got a new phone, so I don't have my picture and everything up.
That's all right.
I just want to do a shout out for the work that goes on here on Sunday nights, because I appreciate all the insight that I'm getting from leaders that are able to speak to me as I'm in the business. And I'm an analyzer, and so I've spent a lot of time analyzing, and I listened to you talk about the book about Go for No, went and got that book, read that book, and was very inspired. And especially when people on this call can speak from their heart and their circumstances. I remember Tilla Salazay just speaking about what happened on behalf of her mother and how the team filled in. So the things that you do on Sunday nights, those really, they mean something, and that really inspiring to people who are, wanting to move further in the business. And I just want to say a shout out to everybody, and I thank you very much.
Well, thanks so much, Felicia. I appreciate that. That's a compliment to myself and all the leaders, part of our executive director leadership team that participate and share, and all of our team members who chime in and share their own bright spots and stories and challenges, because that's what it's all about. This is the Sunday Team Builders Training Call. It's about the team, number one, and teach you how to build a successful business and legal shield. So I appreciate that. That's some great feedback. Isn't that right? Leaders, just let us know that, what we're doing here does make a difference. People are paying attention, and we appreciate that. So Felicia, we look forward, at least I do, I'm sure the other leaders agree, we look forward to moving you from analyzing to executing on the things that we talk about every Sunday in the call, especially tonight's topic as well. So thanks for sharing, we appreciate that. All right, anybody else before we go on to our training? We're not going anywhere, just before we move on to our training segment tonight. Anybody else? Last call for bright spots. All righty. I'm not going to beg you, but I appreciate that. I have one little video.
We do have a few announcements, Mr. Peden.
Well, Mr. Daz, of course, I was going to say, if we don't have any more bright spots, it's time for our announcements segment. That's always done by my great friend and business partner, Mr. Will Daz. Go for it, Mr. Daz. What you got to share for this tonight?
All right. So, of course, we know this is like the last week of the year. And it's super exciting. We've had so many different challenges throughout the month, and this one just came up. So now we have the 2-a-day challenge taking place from today, December the 26th, and ends January the 1st. And basically, every associate who has 2 engagements per day, okay, every day from December the 26th, which is today, throughout the 31st of December, you'll receive a special limited edition 50th anniversary special, the best is yet to come t-shirt from the company. So that's going to be a big deal, because when you're rocking that, everyone knows, hey,
I see you, Joy.
Yeah, this is a real player here, and they earned a t-shirt. So it's going to be really cool. It's a super cool t-shirt, but you have to have 2 engagements a day, meaning you have people who you put in your prospects. So you got to get 2 of them to watch and take a look at some information. And then, of course, last but not the least, we've got the 777 challenge, right? 7 exposures in 7 days in the next 7 something. All in all, it's 777, okay? And the goal is for everyone to have, there's going to be a presentation that will be done by our Millionaire Club members all of this week at I want to say it's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which will be 8 p.m. our time. And then on the 31st, there'll be 2. One will take place at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and the other one will take place at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. They're pulling out all the Millionaire Club members to do presentations. So this should give us all an opportunity to invite our guests, our prospects there. The goal is for everyone to invite 7 people, every day. Or get 7 confirmations per day that, hey, I'm going to hop on this Zoom, and, we'll take care of the rest of it. So super excited about that. I know the last time we had a 777 challenge, there were some explosive things that took place. And so I'm looking forward to all of us exploding and wrapping up the year strong. Back over to you, sir.
And what a great challenge that is, guys. In fact, I challenge all of you to take up that challenge, to get 7 people in front of, more than 7. You got to expose more than 7 to get 7 to take a look at to hop on a presentation, one of our nightly hangout presentations or one of the company's Zooms. But set a goal to get 7 people in front of a presentation between now and Friday, the end of the year. That's going to take some work, because you're going to have to talk to, I'll let you a little secret, you're going to have to talk to more than 7 to get 7 people to take a look, to hop on either one of our Hangouts or one of the company Zooms this week. 7 people in front of a presentation this week. That's a good goal that any one of us and every one of us should shoot for, and you can make it. And if you'll set the goal to do it and we'll put the activity in, you'll surprise yourself. And wouldn't that be great to know that you had maybe 1 person a night for the next 6 or 7, or maybe you have to have, because it's only 5 or 6 days between now and the years, you got to have a couple, maybe 1 or 2 nights where you have more than 1 person on one of those presentations. So anyway, Thanks, Mr. Chairman. So that's, and of course, we don't want to forget our international convention, our 50th anniversary celebration coming up in just a few months, y'all. It was what, 6 months ago, a couple months ago, back in October, when we left the Phoenix Leadership Conference. Here we are in December, what, 2 or 3 months later, wrapping up the year. Is only three and a half months away. It's going to be here before we know it. So be sure that you are registered to attend that event. We're not getting all the details of why we beat that horse every week, but it's one of those events that can literally change your business and possibly even change your life, like it's done mine and many of my friends in Legal Shield, hundreds of them, thousands of them probably, lives have been changed because they decided to notice I said decide. They decided to attend an event. And at that event, they heard something or learned something that made the difference for them in their business, would ultimately change their life. So just get registered. If you don't know what I'm talking about, reach out to your sponsor, upline leader, find out the details about our 50th anniversary celebration, also AKA our international convention, which is our Super Bowl of Legal Shields. I'm willing to bet my business on y'all. This will be a banger. It's just a blowout. They're not going to spare any expense on our 50th anniversary celebration. So it's just be one for the record books, one that you want to say, hey, I was there. I was at the 40th, I was at the 25th, and I'm certainly not going to miss the 50th. And I encourage you to do the same thing. So that's all I got to say about that. With that, Mr. Dassey, I'm going to move right quickly into our training segment, just a few minutes before the bottom of the hour. We normally start at the bottom of the hour, but I got a few videos I want to share with you guys tonight. And in between it, we're going to talk about the concepts and things you see on the video. But tonight, we've been talking for the last, 3 or 4 weeks about goals. I started this whole goal setting series out, talking to you about 7 simple steps to achieve your goals, not because I know you hear a lot about goal setting, and we're going to talk about that tonight. But I want to sell you on goals by talking about, hey, if you do these things, you can virtually guarantee yourself success in achieving your goals. Then I talked about how I'm speaking. I said a goal in Legal Shield, earn $100,000, and how we laid out a plan, and we talked about the mindset and the skill sets that are required, and how the mindset is the most important thing. But I'm not going to reiterate. I've been set up to talk to you tonight, which happens to be the last call of the year. And if you will take what I'm going to share with you in the comments and the feedback you're going to get from the leaders tonight, guys, what you're going to hear tonight can literally set you up for the rest of your life in terms of getting the results that you want. And that's what I want to talk about tonight, results. I've talked about this gentleman many times on the call, always around this time of the year when we talk about goal setting, because he's one of my mentors. I've studied under him, learned from him, met him personally, been to his home, been to what he calls his results hangar, which you're going to see tonight. But Tony Geary is the coach. They call him the CEO coach, because the CEOs of the United States top, in fact, probably the world's top companies hire this guy to be their coach. People CEOs of Disney and just major companies, guys. But here's what's so new. Tony Geary is so effective at helping people get the results that they desire. Some of these coaches and stuff, they'll fly you in to talk to their staff or their leadership team or even their sales force. But Tony is so bad, meaning good. He's like so good at what he does. I was going to use a word I probably shouldn't use on the call, but he is so good at what he does that the coaches, these CEOs, these multi-million-dollar per year earners, run these multi-billion, $100 million companies and billion-dollar companies, he makes them fly to his place in Dallas, Texas. He doesn't fly to them. He wants to be in his own environment, have them away from their environment so he can help them work on themselves so they can become more effective and get the results that they're looking for themselves personally and obviously in their companies. My good friend, my bestest good friend, Tony Martinez, one of our millionaire club members and multiple six-figure income earners here in Legal Shield. Tony is back focusing on what he does best. That's real estate investment education seminars and courses. But when Tony, I asked how I found out about Tony Geary from my friend Tony Martinez, because Tony Geary charges these CEOs $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. Now, would you invest $120,000 a year to get the results you're looking for? He said, yeah, well, I mean, I'd have to have more than $120,000. Well, my friend Tony was paying Tony, and he would fly to see Tony Jerry once a month for a year and pay him $10,000 a month to learn how he can be more effective. But let me introduce Tony Jerry to you, because some of you have heard me talk about him before, but some of you don't know what I'm talking about. So let me introduce you to my mentor, my friend, a guy who I looked after. They call him the CEO's coach. And they call him the results guy because that's what he's focused on. He helps people get results. But I'm going to first show you this video that where he was featured in, and then we'll come back to that. So let me just share my screen real quick. Pay attention. Let me turn the volume up. Make sure the sound is optimized. Okay.
Mansions, not to be a hater, but maybe wondering what they do for a living, or maybe what they're doing that you're not.
Or if they could adopt us. Tonight we're taking you inside in a serious look at the top 5 secrets of millionaires.
Y'all hear that? I know it's kind of low, man.
The game of wealth, most would say, is part luck, part chance, but more often than not, those who end up with the big bucks share a few common habits.
As I've studied millionaires, successful high achievers all my life,
That's Tony.
it's really clarity, focus, and execution.
Tony Jerry is known as the results guy. Many of the country's top CEOs and wealthiest people come to him for advice. So he let us in on a few secrets, how millionaires play the game, to help us with our top 5 habits of millionaires. Number 1, millionaires buy used cars. Rarely do millionaires make impulse buys. Instead, they slow down and do their research, which is why most rich people know that new cars depreciate between 40 and 50% in the first 3 years. And why, according to at least one survey, 40% of millionaires buy used cars. And what rich people also do is they often use their vehicles as tax write-offs.
Like this vehicle here, if you have over 6,000 pounds in a vehicle, you can write off currently right now up to $25,000 on your taxes. That's a big deal.
Number 2, millionaires don't take long lunches. Because they place such a high dollar value on their time, you're far more likely to find them eating lunch at their desk, working. And when they do go out for lunch, according to one survey, nearly 55% of them network and wheel and deal in between bites. Number 3, millionaires don't splurge on homes. Now, this is all relative to your income, but what millionaires know is U.S. tax laws favor investing over spending. So instead of spending more on a bigger house, they invest, oftentimes in apartment buildings that produce income and offer write-offs.
Take the top people, they are disciplined with their money, right? They are thinking at every move.
Number 4, millionaires have mentors. Most make it a point to get out and find successful people to learn from. And not only do they have real-life mentors, but they have book mentors. According to one survey, 58% of self-made millionaires read biographies of successful people. Number 5, millionaires don't gossip at work. One study found only 6% of rich people gossip at work, compared to 40% of so-called poor people. The reason is they place a high value on networking and aren't willing to take a chance on burning any bridges.
We all are going to talk some. I just think that top people are like watching what they say, and they're really more positive.
So if you play the game like they do, with a little good fortune, you too can land on the boardwalk of riches. Brian New, CBS 11 News.
That could also be the top 5 reasons we're going to be poor the rest of the lives.
Good stuff, guys. So that is, try to stop that video before it goes on. All right, so that's just a little preview of Tony Jerry, and I'm going to give you, I'm going to take you inside. I think on one of our training calls months, maybe years ago, I shared you. I was in Dallas at an event put on by my friend Tony, and he had Tony Jerry come in and talk to us. It's a little mastermind event that we did a couple of years ago, and we actually got to go to Tony Jerry's house. He has this, he calls it his strategic hangar, and his office and his wall. In fact, reminds me, I got to get back to my vision wall, but it kind of inspired me to not just have an office, but to have a place where things get done. That's kind of why I decorated my office now the way I did. But let me introduce you to Tony Jerry, show you his what he calls his results hangar, and then I'm going to talk to you about. Actually, I'm going to skip one video, show you another talk to where he's going to talk to you tonight, guys, about why goals work. This is what I really want to focus on tonight. Take a listen to this one, and then we'll talk about it. I'm going to introduce you to him again. Why Goals Work by Tony Jury. Guys, these people pay him $100,000 a year to help them get the results you're looking for. And I want to give you guys a little sneak peek tonight. And take notes.
Wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995, and I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and deteriorated and stuff, but then just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber.
That's it. Secret. Yeah. Question. All right. Erica Rowe, I had you up on I could see up on the screen, bobbing and nodding the whole time. I knew this video would ring your bell because this is right up your alley. You've been talking to us about this on our 90-day run for the last 90 days now. And so Eric, I want you to comment first. Tony says, most people don't understand why goals work. And he said it has to do with your reticular activating system, your RAS, y'all. And Eric, I know you understand this more just as much as anybody else. Your RAS, your reticular activating system, guys, is like a heat-seeking missile for your goals. If you guys, and I'm gonna put, obviously I always put any videos, the links to any videos that I show in the call into our group chat on our Facebook page. So if you guys go back and watch it, but I had to watch that video more than once to catch everything that it said. That's why I told you guys, take notes, get ready, because Eric Rowe, what are anything you want to say about what you just saw there from Tony Jerry? I know you can't tip it all in just a couple of seconds, but go for it.
No, I was just nodding along because, yeah, I mean, ultimately it's what we know we need to do. A lot of us, we don't have the training, we don't have the understanding, and it takes practice. It's when he puts out there, visualize, write it down, visualize it, and congruent self-talk. That's really what it's about. It's a process. It's a process. It's a process. It's steps that you have to follow. And ultimately it's what we say to ourselves, but before we even know what to say to ourselves, we have to write it down. And we already know it's scripture, right? If we don't, without a plan, the people perish. It's the same thing with us. If we're not putting it on paper and really sticking to the plan, visualizing it, feeling into it. We talked about that so often. It's feeling into it as if it's already been done. And I so love that video of Jim Carrey. I've seen it so many times when he was on Oprah and talked about that check that he wrote to himself, right? That was action. That was the execution that Tony just talked about. That literally was it. He already knew it was going to happen. He just did the activity, right? He wrote it out. He saw it, and it came through. And folks are always surprised by that, but we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be. So no, I love this, and yeah, I've never seen that video, obviously, but it's so many good things. I was trying to write fast. I was like,
don't worry about it, y'all.
I'll just wait for the link.
I'll put the link in there so you can watch it again, because it's all truth, guys. And the story of Jim Carrey. So if you don't know the story, he just showed like a 6 or 7, maybe 10-second clip there. But Jim Carrey, famous comedian, I can't think of all the movies, but he's been in so many, The Mask and The Pet Detective, which I think is probably some of his best movies yet. But of course he did. He did the Grinch, right? I mean, he's just an amazing actor. But started off as a comedian. He's kind of a slapstick comedian, but he became an amazing actor. So he said he wrote himself a check. This is a true story, for $10 million. You heard him say it right there. He put it in his wallet, and he forgot about it. It just got tattered and worn, but he said he would look at it every day. Whenever he opened up his wallet, he'd look at that check. And that's that constant reinforcement. Then he didn't share it here, but then he constantly backed it up with congruent self-talk. He literally visualized it and he spoke it into existence, y'all. And then he got $10 million. I think it was for The Mask or Pet Detective. He said it was for Dumb and Dumber. It wasn't for Dumb and Dumber. That wasn't one of his best movies, in my opinion. But the real story is it was one of his blockbuster movies, like The Mask or Pet Detective. They gave that $10 million to make the movie. Now, somebody might say, what a coincidence. If you think it's a coincidence, then you don't have any idea about the power of the law of attraction and goal setting, because that's exactly what some of us, if you start getting personality, you start about the law of attraction, it can kind of sound kind of woo, right? But the reality of it is that RAS, your reticular activating system, is the connection to the law of attraction. That's how you're able to attract those things that you want, because that little piece of your brain in the back of your head there, it filters out all the stuff that you don't want to focus on. And it only focuses on those things that you desire. Remember, I talked to you the last few weeks about how once you decide to get clear on what it is really clear what is it you want, the world will conspire to do you good. This is what I've been talking about. What I mean by the world conspires to do you good, not only do you send out these wavelengths to the world, but then your RAS decides to filter out anything that has nothing to do with what it is that you want. And that's how the world begins to conspire to do you good. So anyway, I know you, I can see Eric, obviously she's in that bright pink sweatshirt. I'm looking at her as the video's playing and she's bobbing and I'm bobbing and nodding. But anyway, who wants to go next? Mr. Dazzy, man, I know you've seen me talk about Tony. We did a mastermind using some of Tony's materials. You came out to that. Anything you want to share about this whole idea of why goals work, sir? Anything you want to add?
No, I mean, it's just so important. You can't hit a target that you can't see, and you have to get clear about what it is you want, because what you focus on grows, obviously. If you focus on the wrong things, and that's what you're going to attract, that's what your RAS is going to think that you want. And therefore, you'll begin to have more of those things in your life. Now, when you actually sit down, take some time to contemplate, figure out what it is you really want, what it is you really desire, you write it down, you visualize it as he says, and then, you have a congruent self-talk with yourself. I think that's where, the magic begins to happen. It seems like it's magic, but it's not magic. There's nothing magical about it. It's just the way things work. There's no hocus pocus. And I love what his wall said. His wall said clarity, focus, and execution. Clarity, focus, and execution. And that's what it's all about. Being clear about what you want, focusing on what you want, and then execute the plan to, getting what you want. So, I just love it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate your comment. A couple of things, guys. Mr. Dazzy is a prime example. He's up on my screen. Hopefully, he's up on your screen right now too. But yeah, mute Suzette there. Well, co-host, help me out there. But I'm glad Mr. Dazzy shared what he shared, guys, because he is. And I'm telling you, believe this. He is living proof. When it came to focusing and being clear what you want, Mrs. Dazzy were absolutely clear and focused when it came to earning their $100,000 ring. Nothing else mattered to Mr. Dazzy and Mrs. Dazzy. I can't leave Mrs. Dazzy out, guys, but if you know Mr. Dazzy, when it comes to focus, don't be playing with him. There's nobody I know who can be more focused, more driven when it comes to something that's important to him than Will Dazzy, y'all. And he became so absolutely focused on earning his $100,000 ring that not only do it, but as you guys know, they end up doing it as earned, which means that's their income no matter what. They will, if he stopped and his whole team stopped producing, they would still have $100,000 a year income coming in because it's as earned. It's all the businesses their team has built over the years. But he's just a prime example. And when he was saying that, it made me think of, because he and I've had hundreds of conversations, strategy sessions, talking, encouraging, locker room conversations, even about him and this goal. And now he's look at the amazing success that he and his wife have achieved in Legal Shield. Not only are they ring earners on the way to becoming our next millionaire club members, but they're one of the top MVPs in the entire state. Their region is just crushing it because of their incredible leadership. But focus, clarity, and execution. And I got to be honest with you guys, I'm good with focus. I'm good with clarity. Execution has always been the thing that I've always needed to work on. And that's another reason why Patrick Shaw and I were such good business partners when it came to putting this team together years ago, is that he is excellent at execution. And so that's why we worked well together. And but that's it, guys. Focus, clarity, and execution. I know we're talking about this stuff. Don't let it go over your head, y'all. Don't let these little things go. Focus, clarity, and then executing on that which you're clear on. And they said, and Mr. Dazzy talked about what was on, those are the words. And I have pictures I can show you. I have to dig them out of my photo program here, but I have pictures right there in his office. When I saw those, I actually took a picture of those same three words on my phone. But right again, guys, here we're talking about writing it down. Tony Geary, the CEO coach, people pay him hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to fly to his office to learn how to get the results you're looking for. The top multimillionaires and CEOs come to him to find out how to get the results you're looking for. And again, another expert talking about why you want to write it down. The second thing was visualize it. And of course, we're going to talk about that right now. And then we're going to talk about congruent self-talk. And I'm going to get Tillis and Mr. Valens to help us with those comments, those thoughts as well on congruent self-talk here in just a second. I know Mr. Valens and especially Don Tillis, this is something that's become very crucial to their success. All right, guys, one more video talking about visualizing it. So I'm big on dream boards and dream, we talk about putting together a dream board, and I've had team over to the house many times and we had lived in our big house, our big white house, and we had a big old 3-car garage and have the team over there. We cut and paste pictures. We create dream boards. I've had people to our house many times to do that. And but Tony Geary is the guy. If you've been to my house, our old house in Virginia, and again, I got to work on it here in this office. My home in Virginia, I had a dream wall. And I got that idea after I went to Tony Geary's place and I saw his dream wall. So watch this video where Tony talks about the value of a vision board or Tony says, if you're gonna do a vision board, why not do a vision wall? And here's Tony Jerry one more time.
Tony Jerry here. I want to talk to you about vision boarding. We're here in the results hanger, right on the in the back of the results center. I have my my personal vision board, my results board, and today I want to talk to you about this deck of cards and how you can get started or go to another level of your own vision boarding or your own results boarding. So this deck's customized, if you will, to kind of match the model that I've developed over the years. One of the powerful things that has come in my life was vision boarding, and I personally used it and it's changed my life, and I know it can do the same thing for you. Really, having clarity is one of the big things that we teach. The more clarity you have, the more pulling power that you get.
I'm gonna pause it because I want you guys to understand, this is important right here. I'm gonna pause so you can write it down if you want to. Clarity is beginning to success and results. Vision boarding is a special tool that supports goal achievement, both personally and professionally. It forces clarity and evokes your reticular activating system, which is the gatekeeper to your mind. Take a picture with your phone. I'm going to put the link in the GroupMe chat and the Facebook page so you can watch this video again. But I thought I'd pause right there because clarity is the key, guys. I'm telling you, once you know what you want with absolute clarity, it's impossible for you to not be drawn, to have it be drawn to you, or you be drawn to it with your activity. All right, keep going.
From your reticulator. What you focus on is what you get. That's what the next card is. And so what we recommend you do is take the deck and you put results boarding at the top of the deck, or use the deck and put it at the top of your board. And then you might want to have a place for your friends, which we've done here, a place for your family like we've done here. And our entire goal setting process really is divided into 4 components. The first was defining your values. The next one is making your purpose statement, setting your goals, and defining your HLAs. And on our vision board,
oh, let me go back. You're like, what?
Have a place for your friends, which we've done here, a place for your family like we've done here. And our entire goal setting process really is divided into 4 components. The first was defining
your values, right? Your purpose statement. 3, set your goals. And then 4, document your high leverage activities that will drive you to your goals achievement.
Your values. The next one is making your purpose statement, setting your goals, and defining your HLAs. And on our vision board, we use most of that. So we have a little piece right here that shows all that together. You might want to post it somewhere where you can actually remind yourself. We provided you a values card right here, a values card that you can use, and we've included 60 different values that you can pull from, and you can actually highlight your values and put those on your deck, use on the deck and put it on your board. Once your values are prioritized, then you want to write your purpose statement. One of the things that I think a lot of people do is they miss their purpose statement or their mission statement. When you start setting your goals, one of the things you also want to do is not just what you want to have, which most people think about, this is what I want to have. I want to have a nice house. It's not only what you want to have, it's what you want to share, what you want to experience, what you want to give, and of course, what you want to become. And so we've created cards just like I have here on my board for you, where you can set that up on each of those 5 categories. Becoming is one of the most important things people forget to do, and that's improving yourself. Next is your time management. And in your time management, most people don't know, there's 168 hours in a week. We should sleep for 8 hours a day. That's 56 hours in a week. If you round it off for 12 hours of maintenance, then you have basically 100 hours. How you invest that 100 hours into your high leverage activities really matters. So we encourage you to write down your high leverage activities, the 4 to 7 things that you want to spend most of your time doing or invest your time doing. Then we created some extras in the deck. One thing we encourage people to do is to write down their mantras. And so you can write down your personal or your business mantras. And we've given you some samples here to really help you understand what a mantra is all about. Our mantra is to give value and to do more than expected. And also my personal mantra is to live every day like it's a weekend. And that's one of the things that I live by every day, so that I'm doing my best to enjoy my life, and I encourage you to do the same thing. The last major point I want to put out is your standards and creating your own performance standards for your organization or for yourself as a professional, and your personal standards. There's 12 things that I want to do every day. I've actually given you a list of our professional standards. A lot of people want to see that list, and our personal standards, we've also given you that list as well. So there you have it, vision boarding. One of the things we encourage you to do is to make sure and do it, Don't be a squatter like I was. For many years I was a squatter, and I decided not to be a squatter. A squatter is when you know to do something and you don't do squat about it. Take action, go out and build yourself a vision board. If you're already doing it, go to another level.
Don't be a squatter, y'all. A squatter is somebody who knows what to do, but they don't do squat about it. Don't be a squatter. All right. Tell us, I'm gonna have you comment on this whole idea of visualizing it, visualizing. He said, write it down, visualize it, and then congruent self-talk. If you would mind, tell us, would you mind just sharing your thoughts on this idea of visualizing it? How important it is to not only have a goal, have it written down, but to have something to visually remind, to focus on and constantly remind you of what your goals are. Tell us.
Yeah, I mean, visualization is really one of the most important parts of having a goal, because if you can't really see it, then you can't achieve it. So part of the visualizing, I love that he said clarity. I love that he said all the, purpose statements and all of that stuff. But I can tell you guys something that will really help you to get this visualization part. Once you write out your goals, one of the first things you want to do is talk about it as if it's right now. So you want to write out a story. The vision boards, I think, are great. I think a lot of people do vision boards and they just do the action. But you have to, Erica alluded to this earlier, and I want you guys to really get it. You have to feel it. And one of the ways that you can feel it and make it real in your mind is you have to create a day in the life of that story. So maybe you want to think about this year, going into 2022, when he talks about getting clarity, first you want to think, what is it that I want to achieve? Business-wise, relationship-wise, family-wise, all of that. And then you want to create a story with that, and you want to feel that story. So maybe December, what's the day, right? The December 26, 2022. What does it look like? What position will you be in with Legal Shield? Well, how much money would you have in your account? And you got to visually see that. And when you do it, it should make you emotional, right? So you want to take as much time as you can to write that out visually, like it's happening right now. And that's what he meant by, he broke them down with, the mantras, and he broke it down with the different categories. It's the same thing. So you want to do that, but do it in a way that makes sense for you. And the really most important thing about the visualization piece is when you read it. Right before you go to sleep at night, right before you're about to close your eyes, that's when you want to read that story again. And you want to feel it like it's right now, right? It's happening right now. And then the first thing when you wake up in the morning. And so all of that creates that whole vision where you can really see it, If you want to become, those who want to become an executive director, then you have to say, I am an executive director. And what does that feel like? And for those who have been on a 90-day call or been on our morning call, I talk about how Mr. P gets so excited about that part of our call. So visualize coming onto the call and your executive director, your upline, or whoever your sponsor is saying, Mr. Pete, and I got a great announcement. Oh my gosh. And you know what his reaction is going to be. And the call is going to be lit. And everybody's going to be excited. And they announce, Mr. Pete and Joy and Lo are brand new executive directors. And everybody's going to go, wow, it's going to go crazy. So you gotta visualize that, but you gotta write it out. You gotta write the scene out the way you see it, and then you gotta continue to read that. When you go platinum, Same thing. How do you think the call is going to be when they announce you, Erica is a brand new platinum, or Tammy, brand new platinum? Do you see what I'm saying? So you want to write that out. That's basically what you want. You want to do that for the areas that you want to focus on, whether it's family, whether it's exercise, whether it's, millionaire club member, a millionaire ring earner, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
That's what I have to add, sir.
Man, you know what? And I couldn't have had, I mean, I knew you were going to deliver on that, Tillis, because, I showed you Tony's video, his vision wall, and that's his new one, y'all. If you guys remember when I showed you the picture, I went to his office, he had a whole wall. That was like this new little, they moved to this, and I remember he told us about it when we were at his house. They were getting ready they're thinking about buying a place at a penthouse. So you'll see when I show you the hangar video, this is all downstairs. He's taken his garage in this penthouse, this huge penthouse overlooking Lake Dallas or something. I mean, Diane Class, you know where he's up there anyway. So but at his house, he had this whole building, some building that he built, and this wall. That's why I was so inspired by. I took a picture of it all, and that's why I came home and took down all my awards and stuff that I had on my wall, because that was all the past. I said, I need to turn this wall into the future. Forget about what I did, who I was. I'm focused on who I'm becoming. And I took all that stuff down. I think I made a video about it when I took all my old plaques off the wall, platinum, silver, gold, all these awards, and I started just putting up the stuff that I wanted. Mexico, motorhomes, all this stuff. And anyhow, but Tillis, you nailed it, because it's not about just we talk a lot. You need to have some visual representation, because you need to, that helps you with the clarity. That's what he said in the video. When you get a picture of it or something, that gives you clarity. It gives your brain absolute clarity. It's a red Mercedes, excuse me, Stasi, BMW. It's a 38-foot monochrome motor, whatever, with gray stripes or this on it. But once you have a picture, then your brain goes, that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on all the blue cars and all the green cars and only focus on the red. You know what I'm saying? And you guys, some of you know what I'm talking about, because this happens to you every day. When you see something, you start to see it everywhere. It's because that's your RAS working. But I want to show you guys something before I move on. I know we're right at the top of the hour. I'm going to wrap up with this. Tillis talked about having some vision, create yourself a vision board or a vision wall, if you will, and then, but more importantly, write that vision down in story form and then read it to yourself. I wish we could help people understand how critical this is it's almost virtually, it's a guarantee. If you'll do this, write it down in story form, your vision, your compelling vision, as Tony calls it, and then reading it before you go to bed. That way, that's the last thing your brain will focus on. And it'll begin to create the plans in your mind. So when you wake up in the morning, you know exactly what to execute on. And then you read it in the morning to even further cement it into your subconscious mind. All right, so let me show you guys my compelling vision from 5 years ago. Let me share my screen. And I'm going to show you that, because I'm trying to show you that this stuff works. Here's my compelling vision statement from years ago. For my compelling vision for 2025. And I thank my friend Tony for putting it all together. But look, guys, it says sitting here, I wrote this years ago, sitting here on the balcony of our patio, enjoying the amazing view of Lake Chapala and the beautiful Sierra Madre Mountains behind us here in West Ajijic. Ladies and guys, I live on Lake Chapala now. When we first moved down here in July, I lived this statement. I lived, right? Some of you saw, I mean, I don't tell me that's, I saw you guys saw, I showed you the 220-degree expansive view overlooking Lake Chapala. If I turn to the right, there was the Sierra Madre Mountains, right? And I talked about how 10 years ago, I was lying in a hospital bed in ICU, reading a book on this is how I discovered Lake Chapala. I read this book, How to Retire. And then I just talk about it, about how it's now a reality, guys. And I talk about how my friend Kim Mila and her mom I told them about Lake Spalding, and they ended up beating us. They moved down here 3 years before we did. And I go on and talk about my vision for 2025. And look, it is a reality. I'm not even, some of the vision is yet to come to pass, but I'm absolutely certain that it will, because I know the power of setting goals, writing them down, creating a compelling vision, reading it every day, and watching how God will turn that vision, those words on the paper, into your reality. So with that, I was going to show you Tony's
It says
new.
write the vision and make it plain.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's the first page, first thing I write on my. It says right here, write the vision, make it plain, so who reads it may run, right? Habakkuk 2:2, right? So, guys, I have so much more to share. I had one more video to show you Tony's new results hanger, but I'm going to save that to maybe next year when we talk about goals and help you put together a plan for your legal shield business. Now, one last thing, guys, we're going to wrap the call up with this. Execution is the key. Remember, I was being open and honest with you guys. For me, I'm a fun guy. I'm all about having fun, focus, clarity. I'm all about, I can daydream, and I'm great at dreaming, right? I have a dozen ideas a minute. That's me. And I can get clear on what it is I want. I understand how to find, if I want something, I'll get a picture of it, and I'll look at it all the time. But execution was always the part that was bad for me. I don't want to say it is. It was always what I need to work on. So I'm going to help you with some execution today. If you will take what you've learned tonight and do something with it. And I'm going to give you some homework, but I'm going to put the links in. Watch them again if you want to, but take some action on something that you learned tonight. Reach out to me and let me know what action you took, and I will send you as a gift for taking action, for executing. Tony gave us a gift at a mastermind retreat. He gave us his list of books. I think it's 100 books. I have to find the document, but it's 100 books that he recommends that you read on how to get the results you want. But that'll be my gift to you. If you will say, Mr. Pete, I learned this from tonight's call, and here's the action that I took on it. And that could be, I'm accepting that 777 challenge that Mr. Dazzy talked about. See, some of you were like, oh, I don't know if we want to do that, but maybe, hopefully, after hearing what we shared tonight, Tillis and Eric and Tony Jury, that inspired you to at least take some action on something in your business. It doesn't have to be your business, it could be on your health. Tony Jury helped me get focus and clarity about my health, and helped me lose 70, 50, or 60 pounds in the last few years. And I can go on and on, but take some action. I'm not going to tell you what to do, because it's up to you. You know what you need to be clear on, what it is that you want. So figure out what you want, take action on something you learned here tonight. Send me a text, send me an email, let me know what it is. I will send you a gift from Tony Jury that I think will help you make 2022 one, if not your best year ever, one of your best years ever. So that's my gift to all of you. Again, from my family to yours, thank you so much for a phenomenal year, Team Prosperity Partners. I'm so looking forward to what we're going to do as a team in 2022, our 50th anniversary as a company. I'm looking forward to personally doing everything I can, along with the rest of the executive director leadership team and ring earners, to help you make 2022 your best year ever, at least when it comes to your legal shield business. So have a great final week. Push strong, close this year out strong, with some momentum that will carry you into 2022. And we'll talk to you next year on next Sunday's team call. Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Night, everyone.
Good night. See the Navy run call in a minute, y'all.
Well, hop on.